As an architect from New York, I never dreamed in a million years that I would actually be doing architectural work to change the city. And we were just at the right moment, the right time with the right city administration, where we were able to really make some significant changes. And New York is a very real estate oriented city. It's every square foot, every square meter is very, very valuable. And it's dominated by developers and the logic of money and commerce. Occasionally, there is a kind of aspiration to look at the public space and look at the cultural institutions in a more intense way. And we had the opportunity to rethink a new life for Lincoln Center. And it was one of the major projects that we've been working on for the last 7 years. This place, this part of the city, was was planned in the 50s by a lot of men. And it has a lot of testosterone in it. It also was part of a big urban development project in which tens of thousands of families and businesses were displaced for a very central area where these major cultural institutions would be. And it was at that point severely criticized because it took culture from the city and put it all in one spot, and then turned its back on the city with a very hard edge. In our vision, we want to break down those hard edges and want to make, actually turn Lincoln Center inside out, to bring a lot of its energy into the city and bring the city's energy back into it so that both could benefit from that. In this vision, we have renovations, we have expansions and additions, all different sizes, all over the 16-acre campus. And very, very complicated project because it involves 12 constituent organizations, each with their own board of directors and each functioning separately. So we had to really create a new campus, or a campus spirit for Lincoln Center. Very, very difficult to produce an urbanism out of architecture after the fact. So the other large project that we've been involved with in New York over the past 6 years, I think, 5 years, is the High Line, which is an elevated railway that is 30 feet 10 meters above the ground on the west side of New York in the Chelsea district. And the High Line was meant to distribute industrial goods from the rail stops to the port to industrial buildings, light manufacturing, and storage facilities in this area of Manhattan. In the 1980s, it fell into disuse, and there was a kind of ruin, and it just overgrew with plants and actually very beautiful seeds that came off of the rail cars. So some were just blown off, and some were just species that are not native to New York. And they just became embedded in the ballast of the rails, and this fantastic landscape flourished. This area was not open to the public. It was forbidden, but at a certain point, there was a kind of unified effort to save the High Line. It took many years, but some people had the vision that this could become a great park and also a catalyst for development in this part of the city. We won the competition to do this, and the big idea in this project was to invent a kind of paving strategy where growth, that is the plant life, and even from the original plants that were there, could be combined with paving system that the public can walk on. This very fragile ecology that had formed there could still continue to live. That was the strategy. We've been working with field operations and Peter Udolph, our collaborators, And we came up with this system, which allows it's a kind of digitization of the surface, where the green and the gray, that is the mineral and the vegetal, can grow within each other, and to create meandering kind of system of movement for the public, so that the landscape and the public are not divorced, but they're totally intertwined. This project also was very opportunistic. Wherever there was a feature, let's say a spur for the delivery of goods, we made that into a public space, a viewing area, or something like that. And we're able to take this post-industrial space and turn it into a kind of a new post-industrial function, where it turned into a site of leisure, into a site of doing nothing. And that is really the essence. It's about kind of intelligent system of producing a nothingness for New York, which is something that New York doesn't know about.